And now for some global consumer news. I'm joined, as always, by Dr. Vili Abraham, expert on consumer behavior and international marketing from Sapir College. Good afternoon, Dr. Abraham.
Good afternoon.
Well, today we're discussing the use of drones, something that's extremely exciting for both consumers, young people, everyone around the world is excited about drones. But today we're talking about their use by retail giants, specifically Amazon. Maybe let's begin by explaining what has pushed Amazon to try to test use drones in their delivery system.
Okay, well, there are several reasons. First of all, in the past years, there was an increase in demand for Amazon products, so they have to cope somehow with delivery. Another thing is if you hire or you outsource the service to a company, you'll have to pay a lot of money for the delivery. That's number two. Another thing is that they've spent about $6 billion just in 2013 on delivery. So using drones can certainly decrease that amount considerably.
But how will the drones physically complete this task? Explain it to me. How will they find their way? Is it all based on GPS? And is there no risk of them being lost while delivering whatever it is that they're supposed to?
Yeah, we'll get to the disadvantages of them, but the way they'll work is this. There are two possible ways. One is less likely, more likely. One possibility, which is less likely, is that they'll be flown out from a warehouse. And the problem is that they can only fly over 16 kilometers. So there's so much, a certain distance that you can go to. The other possibility, which is more realistic, is loading the drones on a truck, which will deliver them to a central location, and they will be flown from there. There are two limitations to drones. One of them is their flying speed, which is 80 kilometers, and the other one is not only speed, but the distance they can get to.
And aside from saving Amazon a whole lot of money, what are some of the other advantages of using this specific system for delivery?
Okay, so first of all, if we talk about consumers, consumers will benefit considerably because they will be able to get items within 30 minutes of making an order. Now, a study that was conducted by Amazon back in 2013 showed them that if you offer the same-day delivery, you increase the potential of purchases by 20 to 25%. So that's a very big advantage. The other thing is that consumers, all they have to do is just get downstairs and wait for the drone to come and deliver the product. So that's an immense advantage. If we're talking about society in general, society will certainly benefit because you will have less trucks on roads, which means less traffic and certainly less pollution. So everyone will benefit. It's really a win-win situation.
I have to say that has worked on me before, this strategy of same-day delivery. It makes me want to buy the product even more. But what can be some of the disadvantages of using this system of drones for delivery, as I jumped ahead and maybe tried to look at the disadvantages a moment ago?
Yeah, well, there are certain disadvantages. First of all, people are concerned that the fact that you can get the drone, coming to your backyard with the product, so it's sort of an intrusion on privacy. So that's one concern. The other concern is that birds, which fly into and crash into planes and cause billions of dollars in damage, could do the same thing to drones. So it means that Amazon can lose a lot of money because of drones coming down. That's number two. Another thing is that people are really concerned about the fact that drones have cameras, and they can actually see what you're doing in your backyard. So actually privacy is one of the most serious concerns, one of the biggest disadvantages of the system.
And we're, of course, constantly monitored by cameras anyway, but do you see this picking up in other countries as well? More countries adopting the system of delivery by drones?
There are two problems. There are two regulatory problems which the British government seems to be a little bit more lenient about. The first thing is that, first of all, it has to be controlled. The laws today say that it has to be within sight, meaning the person who's flying the drone has to see it and has to be within 500 meters. That's one thing, and that's a little bit of a problem because you can imagine a lot of people, a lot of Amazon workers just standing 500 meters apart from each other. That's one thing. The other thing is that they're not allowed to land within 15 meters of somebody. Meaning, the way I see it is that in the future, there might be central collection stations in neighborhoods where the drones will land. And you know that it's going to land in about 2-3 minutes, so you just wait not far away from it. After it lands, go up to the station and collect it. This is how I see it, because there are a lot of problems with security and privacy.
Dr. Avraham, you know, every time we discuss these consumer news, I find myself at the end of our segment really wanting to buy something. It's a pleasure for me to have you every time, even though it costs me a pretty penny right after the show. Thank you very much for joining me for this. And that's it for the Daily Beat for today. Thank you very much for watching. As always, we'll be back tomorrow live from the Jaffa port with more. And right up next is the I-24 News Desk with the top stories of the hour. Stay tuned to I-24 News.